Good evening, and welcome back. Summer's here, look. Out comes the flashy new shirts and all sorts. Well, not flashy new shirts. It's a different type of shirt. Look, nice and summery, good with sun. Yes, I've had a stroll out today, only for a couple of minutes, but better than no. Right, as promised, UFOs we're going to be talking about. We'll waffle on for 5 minutes because something strange is happening. A lot of strange things are happening, but it may be linked. Just note, right, this is on your own. This is what you're going to see on your televisions. If you haven't noticed already, for the last couple of years, a lot of UFO programs have been coming on, discoveries and everything like this, and of course now with with everyone carrying phones around, if you have a UFO, everyone takes pictures of it. So even if it's somebody throwing a frying pan, it's like six people taking pictures on phones, right? But here's a weird one for you. If you've noticed through the news, mainstream news, just lately, I don't know if it's fake or not, but the Russians got told off 2 months ago for firing something in space and knocking one of their satellites out of space. Now, with the doodah going across in Ukraine, Elon Musk is letting them use the Ukrainians use his Starlink to find location and things like that. I'm sure that wasn't what it was designed for, but it is being used for that, and he's letting them use it. So I'm wondering whether Russia was testing out those rockets or lasers or whatever they did to destroy that satellite, and if they're going to have a go at Elon Musk's. Now, if they have a go at Elon Musk's satellites, you have a problem with that, because you've got quite a lot up there. If he shoots one, it scatters and breaks into several parts, which has got then the probability of hitting another one. So it creates a cascade action, which one smashes into two smashes into four, and you end up with, I think there's 22,000, years ago, it used to be 22,000 bits of junk in space anyway. So you add to that all these other multiple thousands, and to be quite honest, it would be like Armageddon. You wouldn't be able to get anything flying up there because there'd be too much rubbish flying around at too high speed. Now, so if it wasn't originally for military, it was for communications that Elon Musk launched these. Now again, he put in I think a bid for Twitter today as well, so that was interesting enough. I think billions it was, but if it was used for communications, and all of a sudden, which way was the communications going up? Was it eye of sight, which is why you use satellites? Bounce it up and it can cover a much bigger area, a big cone of area. Or was it to use it for interplanetary communication? Remember, with Star X and with the rockets going up and everything, again from Mr. Musk, is it something to do with those as well? You know, it's very, very complex, because if he's controlling the satellites and it's his spaceships that are going up every other week as well. I'm not saying he's up to no good. What I'm saying is he's got a lot of pull on the techniques. So, is he? I know somebody said, "Is he an alien?" Well, no, I don't think he's an alien. I think he's a bright chap, very, very intelligent chap. He's one of those. He's just an eccentric who's got a massively clever way of doing things. So, from that side of it, you have to wonder. Is he gonna? He could be the next sort of like megalomaniac to control the Earth. Because he'll control the skies, and he's wanting to send people to Mars and land on the moon and things like this. But does he know anything about the UFOs? Because if you take in balance of when he came popular and suddenly appeared, what he did to me, I'd never heard of him, and all of a sudden he was everywhere. Then in the 70s, not even the 70s, going up to a couple of years ago, the Vatican actually made a massive announcement that they were going to let everybody know what they knew about the UFOs. And everyone was like, "Ooh, what's going on here? Yeah, do they know something?" Do you know what I mean? So And it never got released. It seemed to have vanished. They made this massive, great statement and then didn't do anything. But the Americans, who obviously had Operation Blue Book operating for years and years and years, and closed it down, said nothing to look at. It's just UFOs are just mistaken. They've been operating something since the 1970s. About 75, they started another operation to actually work out what was going on with UFOs. Now, if you ask Americans, is there UFOs? They'll go, yes, there are UFOs. The question is not if there are UFOs, it's what are the UFOs doing here? That's the question what everyone else is asking. And that's the big question. You know, we've had the little minty thing that flew around, what they caught on their radar from the planes, and they've got that recorded and everything. That was leaked a couple of years ago, so everybody's seen that, probably watched billions of times on the internet. You've got the other one with a wobble, same again, and you've got all the other ones. You've got all pilots told not to say anything if they see them. Now I think they'd probably say, have you seen a UFO? And a pilot go, yeah, I've seen one or two. Are they real? I believe in them. Have I seen one? Yes. So that probably debunks everything I've said. You probably think I'm not mad as that. I am mad as at, but I am very truthful about what I saw. I can't explain it. I've had two occasions. One where I was very young. I don't know if it's even true or false. I could have been asleep. I just don't know about this one. But it stuck with me. And it's as vivid in my mind today as it was round about 50 years ago, something like that. I was only very young. I remember it was a sunny day. It wasn't dark. There was no lights. It was a sunny day. I looked out my bedroom window. If I was really good at drawing, I'd draw a picture of it in so much detail because it's so embalmed in my head. Stuck in my head, not embalmed, but stuck in my head. The picture that happened. And there was two. And there were long tubes. Broad, a sunny day it was. And I was in my bed, in my old bedroom, looking through the window, and I could see half of one gone, and the whole one was outside my window. They were massive, right? Now, I don't know if that's true or not. It could be a figment of my imagination. I could have dreamt it, I could have whatever. But it stuck with me for 50 years, that picture. And it's so vivid that I don't know. I honestly don't know. The other time, I've done on one before. I was with actually my friend, one of my old sisters, her friend. They were just putting the horses and dogs away, and that took about 20 minutes watching it. And apparently, it was documented by somebody else with a video camera. Many years ago. Later on, they went, and this was seen over Shirebrook. Well, it wasn't. It was over. I saw it over a place called Bevercoats in Nottinghamshire, and I actually saw something that I couldn't explain. That was the night time, bright. Big ball of light like that in the sky, and everyone left me. Dave went to go and get, my mate went to go and get his dad because we were both intrigued by it. And when he went to get his dad, it literally went up in the air, vanished into a little tuft of a cloud like that. I'd be 16 at the time, and I just stopped and waited because I knew it had to come out because the cloud was tiny. And it literally, two lights came out like that, and then zoom, off they went. And they went up to a white one. There was three of them went back into one and then vanished. Very strange, but apparently it was videoed. So I don't know, but so from that side, not a problem. I don't care whether people believe me or not because it just goes with me. I can't prove it or anything. Probably David will remember it, but that's all. Right. So from that side, yes, I've seen one. So I sort of like, I'm going that way towards aliens and everything like that. But what I'm saying is, if the Russians decide that they're going to start shooting satellites down, are they going to appear and suddenly stick their oar in and saying, you're out of your bounds? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's very strange. Very strange. I mean, I saw a program. I was just getting some background information, and I watched a program about another UFO that crashed in America, not the Roswell one. But this one, there's a massive great. There's supposed to be 16 aliens that they got off this spacecraft, and they had the witnesses there and everything, and then they showed you. They said it hit this mountain, and then it crashed into the next mountain, right out of us, out of film sort of thing. You'd think, but no, they actually show you the mountain, and something has hit it. It's took a massive, great chunk out this mountain, as if something massive and heavy has hit it. So there's no ifs and buts. Something's hit it in its time. And it looks like it's been smoothed as it's been rotating. It's like ploughed it out, but it's so high up, you're not going to get a machine or anything up there. And apparently the Americans have got that one. They got the 16 bodies out of it. They must have chopped it up. It was 180 feet tall and X amount wide. But yeah. So I've not heard of that case before. So that was quite interesting to add to it. So I think now there's so much stuff going up into space that if we have people coming and visiting, they are either in communication with the governments now, so they say, right, okay, just be careful. We don't want you in such and such area, because if something happens, then we can get embarrassing questions. Or they are literally staying well out of the way and keeping out of the way of us completely. Just watching us like us watching probably an ant's nest or something like that. So it's quite interesting to have a look at that. I mean, when I say things like that, you've got to remember that we only have context on this planet of what's on this planet. So if you imagine an alien and he was 20 feet tall, you go, no, he can't be 20 foot tall. When you say, well, hold on, how big was a brontosaurus? It all depended on the oxygen on the planet. If you take, I think it was Saturn, Uranus, huge great planets. If you were 20 foot tall, it would be the same equivalent as being 6'2" over here on Earth. So aliens can be tall, but that would be normal. So I mean, people say, oh, they're always shaped like 2 arms, 2 legs. That's evolution at work. That it's not to be daft, but if you stuck your nose upside down, you'd drown every time it rained. So that's why it points down. So if you have rain on a planet and you want to sniff something, because that's a hunting skill, have it pointing down. Even elephants drag theirs along. Do you know what I mean? So you don't see animals with noses upside down. They can move around and everything, but they always point down for rain. Like the ears on the side of the head. You can tell a hunter has his eyes at the front. A grazer has them round the side. He's looking for the hunter. Do you know what I mean? The hunter's like that. I've got my eye on you, mate. I'm like, So that's what you've got to remember. That evolution's always going to work to a fairly set pattern. You might have like 10 legs or something like that. We have animals with hundreds of legs, centipedes and things like that. So you're going to go, the centipede doesn't have 100 legs. I'm just using an example. So what I'm saying is that I've always believed in my lifetime that I would see an alien. So I've been downtown a couple of times and I've had a couple of close runs, I must admit. But bar that, I still think that I will see 2 things. Probably a bad thing to say with me having out the week and all. Not the week, last year. I've always believed that I will see men on the moon. I've seen men on the moon. I remember 69 watching it. But I'm on about a moon base. Doesn't have to be named Alpha. If you're older, you'll understand that one. And I'll also said that I would see aliens. So I'll hold on, hopefully, until I can see those 2. So Galaxy Edge as well. I wouldn't mind going and seeing that. I'll throw that one in quick. Right. So that was the interesting waffle for you tonight. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to check anything out on the Discovery channels and everything like that, go through it and have a look at it. Some fascinating stuff out there. Some very weird stuff as well. If you don't find it on there, you can always come and watch me. And you can't get much weirder than that. All right, have a lovely night, and we'll catch you soon. I think the next one could be me cooking again. Still doing me cooking, so I think it might be something like that next. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, night.